Hey guys, it's Catherine Morgan here and welcome to my YouTube channel. Now this channel is here to bring you short but powerful videos to help you to navigate both the emotional side of money, our relationship with money, and the practical steps to help you to reduce financial anxiety and become more financially empowered to deserve wealth, grow wealth, and create wealth. My name's Catherine and I'm a qualified financial planner and international multi-award winning financial coach. That's a bit of a mouthful. So welcome to my channel. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Make sure that you hit the like and subscribe button and do leave me a comment below and let me know what was your biggest takeaway from listening to this video. Speak to you soon. Hey guys, welcome to my channel, and in today's video I'm going to be talking about Starling Bank versus Monzo Bank. Which is better? Now I'm guessing if you've landed on this video it's because you're trying to answer that question, do I look at Starling or do I look at Monzo? Now for any of you that have followed me for any period of time will probably know that I am a huge fan of online challenger banks. Really, when I first initially switched my banking over to one of the challenger banks, it had a profound effect on how I manage money. And I'm really excited to share this video with you today to help you to navigate the choices between whether you go down the Starling Bank route or Monzo, which is best. Let's get started. So first of all, what are challenger banks? Now, as our lives become increasingly dynamic, fast-paced and mobile ready, challenger banks are basically like real banks on the high street on our phones. Now that for me is hugely exciting because it means that I can operate my finances from anywhere in the world. We've literally got it at our fingertips in real time. So challenger banks are really challenging the high street bank, the traditional bank, if you like, of how we manage money. Now, from the work that we do in our consumer audience, we help women to have a better relationship with money. And one of the key things to identify about that is our behaviors and our habits and our beliefs. Now, did you know that more than 90% of the decisions that you make about money come from a place of unconscious decision making? What I mean by that is we're driven internally to make decisions about money based on our relationship with money. Now, I'm not going to dive into that in this particular episode, but I will point you towards some other resources at the end that you can go and check those out. But what I love about the online challenger banks is this method of mental accounting, or Parkinson's law. So Starling Bank and Monzo offer a fantastic feature where you can set up these kind of pots facilities. So you can give every pound a purpose. It's one of my number one rules, is to give every pound a purpose. So as your money comes into your main account, you then get to decide, where that money is distributed, what job, what purpose you're giving every single pound that comes in. So both Starling Bank and Monzo offer these money pots directly, which enables us to make that decision around how we're choosing to spend our money, how we're choosing to allocate and give purpose to our money. And it's very visually represented. So it allows you to be really super creative. You can put pictures behind your goals, you can categorize them, and both Starling and Monzo will categorize automatically your spending habits, which enables you to see the facts. It enables you to then kind of take that helicopter view to think, okay, so where am I overspending? Where am I not spending enough money? Where does my attention need to go? And I think this is particularly important right now, as I'm recording this in 2020, as we're really starting to begin those steps to recover financially from lockdown. So let's talk about some of the similarities between Starling and Monzo. So first of all, both accounts are completely free. There's no account fee for, get my words correct. There's no account fee for you to have, to have an account, to open an account with Starling or with Monzo. That's the first thing. In terms of payments, both Starling and Monzo enable you to pay directly from bank transfers, contactless, chip and pin, Apple Pay, Google Pay. Starling also allows you to pay via Fitbit Pay and Garmin Pay. So there's lots of different ways that you are actually able to make payments through Starling and through Monzo. Both of them enable you to make free UK ATM withdrawals. Direct debits can be set up as standard, and also you can freeze your card within the apps. Same with both of them. So if you do happen to be out and about and you've lost your card, you can freeze your card within the app. So great security. Now, in terms of interest paid on money sitting in those accounts, with Starling, and this is the current rate based as of today that I'm recording this, which is the 4th of November 2020, Starling pay an interest rate of 0.05% AER on balances up to 85,000. This is what the Financial Services Compensation Scheme limit is. With Monzo, you get access to Marketplace and you get up to 1.31% interest with a minimum £500 deposit on a fixed term savings rate. And the rate ranges from 0.10 to 0.93 on instant access savings. So marginally more interest rate with Monzo than there is with Starling. In terms of the goals and the pots, so with Starling enables you to create different spending pots, and you can also protect your money from daily spending. With Monzo, they allow you to put money aside, protected from your daily spending, and you can also pick a pot to pay your bills from, so you don't accidentally spend the mortgage payment or the rent payment. Now, when a bill is due as well, Monzo will allow you to pay it directly from the pots. So that's one of the differences between Starling and Monzo. Remember that a lot of these online banks are constantly changing. So if I'm recording this as of November 2020, go and check out the facilities on the websites as well, because these kind of things do change. Travel, let's talk about travel. This was actually one of the main reasons why I opened a Starling Bank in the first place. I was due to go out to Australia in 2019. Well, no, it was 2016, not 2019. And one of the reasons why I opened a Starling account was because they were one of the first on the market that offered fee-free on payments out into other countries. And so there was no fees or charges for travel. Now with Monzo, so that's with Starling Bank, with Monzo, they have foreign ATM withdrawals completely free up to £200 per month, and thereafter it's at 3%, and it's completely free to use your card abroad to pay for any goods and services. Let's talk about borrowing. So overdrafts and loans with Starling Bank are up to £5,000, and with Monzo you can have an overdraft up to £3,000 with loans up to £15,000, both with soft credit checks. So these are soft credit checks where they don't leave a hard imprint on your credit file. In terms of safety, both Starling and Monzo are fully protected under the Financial Compensation Scheme, the FSCS, the Financial Services Compensation Scheme, which basically means that you can have £85,000 protected per account per institution. So, per person per institution. So you can't have two bank accounts with Starling and have two double protections. So it's per person per institution up to £85,000. That's exactly the same for Starling as it is for Monzo. Business accounts, let's talk about business accounts. So I started with a personal account with Starling, and then I opened up a sole trader account, and now I have all of my limited company and sole trader accounts with Starling. And with the business proposition, Starling was voted the best business banking provider of 2020. Monzo also provide a business account. They have a business light account, which is completely free. And then they have a business pro account, which they charge £5 per month. So go and check out those links too, because you might want to have a look at some of the differences between the business bank operation side. Let's talk about joint accounts then. So with Starling, you can have a joint Starling account, but you have to have a personal account as well. With Monzo, again, you can have a joint account as long as you both have a Monzo account as well. The reason they do this is because they need you to have your own separate accounts to create that joint account. Let's talk about support. Now, with Starling Bank, you've got a 24-hour, 7-day-a-week human customer contact support team via the app. You can also contact them via email and over the telephone. With Monzo, existing customers can get help via the dedicated Monzo app. Okay, A couple of special mentions. So Starling Bank won Best British Bank and Best Current Account Provider of 2020. And a special mention for Monzo, that if you put your salary into Monzo, then you can also get an advance on cash 1 day early with no cost and no hassle, which is creating you more time with your money. So that's kind of one of the special features of Monzo and one of the added special mentions for Starling. Let's talk a little bit about children's accounts. So this year in 2020, Starling released their Kite accounts. And this is a children's account between the age of when they turn 6 and 16. And then they also then have the Starling Teen account, which is from age 16 to 17. Now, my boys, as soon as this was released, we opened up the Kite accounts for them. They get their own Starling Bank account cards, which is great because we can then control putting money into their pots, and then they can use their card when they're in the shops to tap and just get into that really good habit formation of managing money at a really young age. Monzo have a 16 plus account, which is for 16 to 17-year-olds. It's what they call their teen account. So both Starling and Monzo provide children's accounts. Now, for the Starling Kite account, as a parent, you have to hold a Starling account first in order for you to have that children's account. The cost of that particular feature is £2 per month, which I think is priced extremely competitively in terms of other children's accounts on the market. So whilst Monzo don't specifically offer a child's account, they only have the teen account. The kind of differences between them is it isn't a kind of a minimalist version of the adult account. It's the same account that they offer for over 18s, but the major difference is that they blocked spending for certain things which are illegal, obviously, if you're under 18, so things like gambling, for example. So one of the differences then between Starling and Monzo is that Monzo have a teen account, whereas Starling have both. Now let's talk about opening the account. Both Starling Bank and Monzo are completely free to open. They're both powered by their own apps, and it's really, really simple to open an account. All you need to do is click on the link below this video, open up your app store. So I'm an Apple girl, so this directly opens up through my Apple device. You download the app and then you follow the account opening prompts. I actually opened another limited company account yesterday. We've just had notification today that it's been approved and it's now open. It was that quick. There are specific security measures that they will ask you. So for example, they'll ask you to take a photograph of yourself. This is kind of like your ID verification, and it's the final step for you to open up the account with either Starling or with Monzo. You'll also need to record a short video selfie as part of the process. And the reason for this is that both banks use a type of technology which matches the video footage to your ID. Starling Bank say that they aim to complete this whole process for personal accounts within 10 minutes. And Monzo say that they try to verify all accounts within 2 hours. So super, super quick. No longer do you have to go and make an appointment with your bank, go in with various amounts of ID and bank statements and verification, and then wait 2 hours for your appointment before you go through the whole process. This is a really, really quick process. When I used to work in the high street banks, I worked there for 17 years, opening an account was a painful process. No more. With the online challenger banks, you can literally get an account up and ready for you to use within hours. Now, in terms of making payments in and making payments out, let's talk a little bit about how the online challenger banks work. So just like a normal bank, you can set up direct debits, you can have standing orders, you can have bank transfers, as you would ordinarily do with with all UK bank providers. Both have contactless chip cards, and you can also connect them to Apple or Google Pay. Starling also now supports Fitbit Pay and Garmin Pay. Now, in terms of categorisation and spending, this is where I think the challenger banks really come into their own, because both apps enable you to look at your spending habits. They'll enable you to track categories. So for example, you'll have bills, you can have food and groceries, you can have travel. And this kind of amazing functionality enables you to really have conscious spending around your spending habits, easily being able to identify any areas of overspend and being able to take some steps to plug those leaks. Now, the roundup facility is also a fantastic feature. This is where you can take one of your pots. So on mine, I round this up onto my Christmas and birthday presents gifts pot, which basically means that all of my transactions are rounded up to the nearest pound, and that those pennies or pence are then put into that extra goal space. So let's say, for example, I've spent 79 pence, that will be rounded up to a pound, and then that 21 pence would then go into that Christmas pot. So it's a great way of kind of not really noticing the small pence and pennies and pounds that will go into that extra goal area, that actually within a few months' time, you'll be really surprised how quickly that pot can build up. So again, it just really encourages positive spending habits and enables you to kind of automate some of those spending habits as well. Now, one of the main advantages I would say of Starling Bank over Monzo is that Starling Bank pays you interest on balances up to £85,000. So this is paid on your entire balance, whether it's in your main pot or one of your separate like subsidiary pots, if you like, where you've got money saved for different purposes. So maybe Christmas, I've got one on for dentists, birthday gifts, I've got holiday pots, I've got house renovating pots, I've got my financial security fund in there. So whether your account balances are in your main account or the subsidiary pots or the goal areas, Starling will pay an interest rate on all of your balances across all of those different pots. Now you can access varying interest rates via Marketplace with Monzo, but these are paid on savings only, not on any of the money in your main Monzo account or your pots. Now this might be a bit of a deal breaker for you. If you've got large amounts of money that you're keeping in cash right now, this may be a bit of a kind of deal breaker for you. But in reality, even if you only have a small amount of money in your account, Starling Bank will pay you interest on it and Monzo won't. So that's one of the big differentiators for me in terms of interest. In terms of the goal setting facilities, Monzo slightly tips the scale for me on this feature over Starling because it has an extra feature level which lets you pick a pot to pay your bills from. So let me talk you through how this works. So let's say you've got your main account, let's say you've got £1,000 in your main account and you've got £200 in your food account, for example. You have to move that £200 back into your main account. You can't pay your food directly from that goal pot. Does that make sense? So occasionally what can happen is, let's say your main balance is running quite low and you're in a store and you've just forgotten to move that money over into the main account. You do have to then kind of go into your app and ping it back over again. So that would be one of the reasons why I think Monzo tips the scale slightly over Starling for me on this particular feature. Monzo added a scheduling pay 2 pots feature back in 2018, which Starling refers to as Piggybanking. Now within Monzo, you can simply set up a new scheduled payment, choose a start date and a pot. You can set up a payment frequency, and then you can essentially enable you to just schedule those pots so that money goes into those pots automatically. So that's what they call piggy banking. Now, to utilize piggy banking with Starling Bank, you have to open the pot that you want to save regular automated payments for, and then you just choose add money and you enter that amount. You can choose the payment dates, great for planning in advance and planning your income, and you can choose the frequency. Now, Starling allow you to choose from daily, weekly, monthly, and annually, which makes it super flexible. For example, I know that my car insurance and my home insurance is paid annually, so I can actually set that up in advance so that money can go into that pot. So it's there. I haven't got to think about it. I haven't got to try and find that money later in the year when I suddenly remember that my insurances are due for renewal. Now, if you are a frequent traveller, Starling is a clear winner for me, because with Starling Bank, there are no fees whatsoever for using your card abroad or withdrawing from overseas ATM machines. Monzo do offer fee-free spending, but you can only withdraw up to £200 per month from foreign ATM machines before it then starts to charge you. So if you're a common traveller, a regular traveller, then for me, Starling is a clear winner. Now, again, for me, if you are a business owner and you run a business, Starling Bank is once again comes top for their business accounts. A business account with Starling is completely free and offers all of the awesome features of the personal account, with the addition of some brilliant features such as connecting to accounting software like Xero, QuickBooks or Free Agent, which for me has been a game changer to help me operate my business. Monzo business accounts do offer these features, but only on their paid business accounts. So again, for me, I like to be able to go into my app and tether between my personal, my limited company accounts and my sole trader account. It just gives me that added flexibility and insight into my finances. So with Monzo, they have two types of business account, the Business Lite and the Business Pro. If you want to use the accounting features, you have to hold a Business Pro account, which will cost you £5 per month. Now, to balance this out, however, the Monzo Business Pro account is offering 6 months free Xero access until the 17th of June 2020. And that's for new Xero customers only, which could save you up to £180. Make sure you review the offers and the terms and conditions of that, because that may have expired as of when you're watching this. If you're planning to use Xero anyway, this offer is essentially worth 3 years of the fee that's attached to the Monzo Business Account service. Now, Starling Bank won Best British Bank and Best Current Account 2020, which really is testament to the amazing work that they are doing. And Starling Bank can give you access to their marketplace on both personal and business accounts. Now, marketplace is where you can integrate third-party financial products from things like mortgage providers, insurance providers, to pension tools, all of these third-party organisations who have partnered with Starling, and Marketplace gives you a hand-picked selection of these products that you can connect into your Starling app. Now, the reason that this is so fantastic is because it gives you the ability to see a full overview of many of your financial products all in one place. Monzo do have some third-party features such as energy switching and savings accounts, but their marketplace is certainly not as diverse as Starling's. Monzo gets paid a day early feature, which is worth a special mention. And if you have your salary paid into your Monzo account, they said that you can then advance your cash one day with no cost to doing so. So that may be useful for some of you. So overall, for me, both Monzo and Starling are great options if you're looking to open an account with a challenger bank. For me, there's a few reasons why Starling has the upper hand. If you travel often and it's clear that that's going to become part of your lifestyle, then Starling is the better option. And for those of you in business or you're self-employed, their business account offers some excellent features without having to pay the fee that Monzo charges. Their customer support service, did I say that correctly? Their customer support service is open 24/7, and the access to their marketplace features, for me, makes that a really real added benefit. They also pay interest on the whole of your balance rather than just your savings, which Monzo offer, and they integrate with more payment features than Monzo do, such as the Fitbit Pay and offering to be able to pay money into your account via post offices anywhere in the UK. So my preference for all of those reasons is unwaveringly towards Starling Bank. But having said that, the ability to utilise pots within one account is absolutely game-changing for both personal and for business finances. And opening an account with either of these challenger banks will undoubtedly revolutionise your life. So I hope that you found this video useful. Do check out the links below to both Starling and Monzo so that you can decide between which one of those may be right for you. Thanks so much for listening, guys. I really hope that you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please do me a big favour and leave me a comment below this video and let me know, what was your one biggest takeaway? What are you going to do differently as a result of watching today's video? Now, you can go ahead and check out more free resources available to you at the website, which is themoneypanel.co.uk, or please feel free to tune into our weekly podcast on all of the typical podcast channels. That's In Her Financial Shoes. And remember, small steps, big wins. Let's go.